Why would you make toddler pants that last for only a year when you could make them last for 4 years? If you've never sewn before, I have a very beginning tutorial, which is this video. If you have sewn before, then go check out my other tutorial. There's a lot of tutorials out here, but I'm convinced mine is superior to everyone else's because A, you don't need a serger, and B, these are gonna last for a long time if you do it right. First thing, you're gonna grab a pair of pants that you know fit them. You're gonna get some paper. I just got an old pattern that I know I was never going to use. You're going to make the front piece by just folding your pants exactly in half. Your paper, you're going to trace the line. You're going to add an inch. So then it should look something like this. So I added an inch to the top. It's going to be a straight edge all the way down. I added an inch here because I want these to be long. And then I wanted them to be wide leg. So I added 2.5 inches that way. And for your back piece, you're going to trace the same exact line and then add an inch all the way down. You should have a front and a back, with the back piece being a little bit longer in the crotch area. Now that you have your pattern, you're gonna line this up strategically on button-up t-shirt. I already cut the shirt out, but I'll do my best to show you how I cut the shirt out. Okay, this is the front of your shirt. Imagine you're gonna get your front piece. I'm gonna lay my piece right under the arm. Try to avoid any like bulky seams. Also make sure the pocket is like in the middle of the pattern pieces. So you're gonna literally flip this over and cut a front piece out of this. I added 5 inches to the bottom just because I wanted to make these last until she was at least 5 years old. So now I have 2 front pieces. So now let's do the back. Line this up with the armhole. Once you cut out your piece there, then you'll flip it so it's the opposite. And you'll have your 2 back pieces. The front pieces, the back pieces. For the sake of not confusing you, I switched what fabric I'm gonna use so you can see the back side and the front side. For this next step, it might seem confusing. You're gonna take the right front piece and the left back piece. So I'm gonna take this one and this one. Now you're gonna get your handy dandy clips or pins. You're gonna take your pants pieces. This is the fronts, this is the back. You're gonna put them with the wrong side, so the back inside of the pants together, okay? Might seem counterintuitive, but this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna line up the long edge of the pant, so the outside of the pant. You want the waist to line up and this corner to line up. If it ends up being different lengths, you can just cut it off later. So now you have that whole edge clipped or pinned together. This is the inside of the pant. This is the outside of the pant. We're gonna go to the sewing machine. Essentially, you're just sewing down this line that we just clipped. Cut off the extra fabric as close to the thread as you can without cutting the thread. Now you're gonna do this to the other pant leg. You should be left with something like this. Inside, outside. Girl, I hate to say it, but you need to iron now. I'm going to open it, put the right sides together. You're gonna iron that as close as you can. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to iron, but you better iron. Okay, your pants should be coming together. You should have 2 pieces that look like this. When you open it, there's no seam. And then on the inside, there's no raw edges. Congratulations, you just did a French seam. Okay, so you can leave this little flappy part for the inside, but I'm gonna stitch it down just to give it extra support and just be a little decorative with it. You can always, of course, do a straight stitch. Now you're gonna do that for both pants. Now we're gonna do the inside part. You're not gonna touch this little curve yet. You're just gonna sew this together. So now you should have 2 pant legs that look kind of like this. I'm gonna take one of them and flip them inside out. I've never tried a French seam for the curved part of the pants. We're just gonna do a regular straight stitch and then some zigzag to serge it, if that makes sense. Take your leg that is right side out and you're gonna put it inside this one that's inside out. Line up the middle and then clip everything so it's even. And then we're just gonna sew along that curved line. Okay, now you're gonna go over that line again, but with your zigzag stitch. So now you're gonna pull that leg out. Okay, next step, we are going to trim any excess off the top. So I have like a long piece, and then we're gonna have about that much. It should look something like this. Now you're gonna fold it down about an inch. Sew all the way, and then when there's like an inch gap, stop right there so you have a little hole. I sewed all the way around. I added a tag. There should be a channel right here. Grab your elastic. Without stretching it, you're going to measure the length of their waist or the pants that you want to use. Then subtract about 1 inch, and that's where you will cut it. Now, using a safety pin or one of these things, you're gonna thread your elastic through the channel we just made. Okay, now you have both your pieces. Make sure it's not twisted inside your channel, and you're just gonna overlock them like this and do a zigzag stitch. The elastic is not going anywhere. Adjust your pants. So you still have this loop, right? And it kind of looks awkward in the back. Pull the fabric to make it flat. You're just gonna put a stitch, but don't connect the lines. That way when you go back to redo the elastic for when they get bigger, then you know exactly where your little gap stitch is, and you can just unstitch that little part without unstitching the whole channel, if that makes sense. If you're just doing these for one size, then go ahead and just connect the channel all together. So your pants should look like this right about now. So now we need to work on this. So we are going to do the same thing we did at the top, where we just roll a little bit over and hem it. If you're making pants for one size, then you will just hem the pants to the same length. Okay, once you've hemmed them, now you're just gonna roll them. I roll mine pretty thick so that they're the desired length. We're just gonna do a single straight stitch all the way around. That way, when we wanna go to make them longer and then re-hem them, we only have to undo a single stitch. Make sure they're even, and then sew along this part of the hem. Now for one final ironing. This is what the pants look like. I'm just gonna iron this hem so it's not as like pillowy.
And there you go, the perfect toddler pants that will grow with your child. Make sure you save this so you can always come back. Happy crafting!